Hello. So this is a bit of an update. So I've been kind of regularly updating people on what's happening um, in MITI's development. Now, over the past last month, beginning last month, mid last month, I've joined the Internet Lifestyle Hub started by Mr. Siddharth Rajshekar, and I'm kind of formatting content in a way that can be more easily teachable, make available to people. And I started trying to teach from Teachable platform, and then I shifted to Samcart because they have this 14-day launch plan, and there's a certain rigor, a certain maths to it, which then I thought, it becomes easier for me to put there's like a lot of content, to put it in a simple format. So then I tried Samcart, and then I ran into certain financial concerns. That's also because I was participating in several business networking groups, including BNI, where I discovered some more details on how my work is different, and that there is a lot more content um, that I need to then put into further details, nuanced manners. And the course was not exactly forming on Samkite. In the sense, the format is there, the launch format is still there, and it's still valid. But what content goes into the course was getting much more bigger. It's kind of like how do you say, like popcorn? You're trying to put it inside, and it's becoming like popcorn. It's just not getting into a course. Yeah, it's like there's many more. So I had to inquire into how then do I kind of put all this material into course in a way that is teachable. You can I can teach my matter in a way that people can understand and access it. And it's simple and complex, and it's both ways. So how then do you accommodate for both? And from there, I've been inquiring on how best to make this available. I came to Graphy, um, Graphy as a learning management system. So Graphy's platform and the way they have arranged their creation process, logic, then got me thinking in more organized manner, because I have more options from which to see than just a course. There is a webinar, there is social media connections, I can form a community. So and I can make digital products available, um, individual digital products as well as a course. So there are many more options to have my becoming big content into small different layers, different sizes of content. And then I came to Mr. Siddharth Ralchekar's Internet Lifestyle Hub. That thought line, that logic of how to make a course, how to create a course, but mostly how to make content such as mine, which is just keeps getting bigger. There is more content, and it also needs to be regularly updated and in many formats. So the ILH community, the ILH format of making content available is more suitable to my kind of content, my kind of just keeps getting better, bigger kind of content. So that's where I'm right now. And kind of. I'm also working with, right now I'm working with ChatGPT. There's also, I actually tried have been working with Copilot, but sometimes it just goes off. And then mid conversation, it's not turning on. So how then do I maintain continuity? And ChatGPT has a codex. So maybe, and the ILH community recommend ChatGPT because because there is a codex thought lines in ChatGPT. So I'm now getting my content a little more finer using the format of ILH community. And I've come to my material needs a different approach, a more simpler to organized, layered approach. And the math is kind of both ILH community's math and my own math. Yeah. So that makes it very interesting. So I need to now tandem between ILH community math and my math. So it's two actually. There are several layers of it, but it's a more integration, unifying um, kind of math. Yeah, it kind of brings disparate parts, um, brings them together, and then makes it better. So it's a Shushti optimization. I've mentioned it on my website, but the process of it keeps getting better and bigger. So how then do I make content from there available from basics? And then I discovered I've been trying to create a course on Samcart, on Graphy too, on basics. I started with warm up to base. I started with basics. Then I discovered people can't feel their nose also. Yeah. So then I thought, okay, healthy natural breathing. And then I discovered there are other concerns. You need to have your basics too. You got to have a life. You got to have dreams, goals, and you're wanting your life and goals to become better for yoga to make sense. I mean, you need yoga to make what you already have better. Yeah. So then I discovered you people do need to have their basics in place because people build castles in the air, and the foundation is kind of not so strongly present in a way that people continue their systematic investment plans. People also I also am part of the HDFC Life health and life insurance industry, and there I got to know people invest for up to 3 years. They invest for long term, but they continue maintain their SIP systematic investment plan for up to about 3 to 3.5 years, and then they discontinue. Then I discovered that one of the reasons for that is their goals are not strong and healthy enough. The foundation is not healthy and strong enough that they want to continue to invest. Or instead, they kind of tend to take money out, and then that continuous investment is not happening. And they continue to have health, wealth, and wisdom at the level that it's not quite going beyond a certain speed bumper, kind of road speed bumper. And our economy is functioning the way it is within a certain limit. Yeah. Um, then I discovered you do need to have your basics. And then when I'm teaching healthy natural breathing, I'm talking about movementless yoga and those kinds of stuff. So yoga on top of you already having a life, and it's not just goals and dreams, because people do have castles in the air. The basics need to get stronger. Then I discovered how much of basics is not discovered. I started with basics, and then I came to warm up to basics. Yeah, you got to warm up because there are several processes to it leading up to basics. So now I'm kind of where I am is I thought, minus 0 to you come to 0. That's kind of like basics. So that's where I am right now. I'm trying to bring people from minus 0 to, there is this something called basics. And then from there, people are saying positive affirmation without knowing there's so much of negative that they don't know about. What they don't know about is having so many stuff. It's like you have the pyramid, but you don't know there are pillars required underneath. Yeah. Um, Many details underneath that is required. So where I'm right now is I'm slowly formatting my website and different other people front surfaces. So there's a better understanding of what I'm doing, because otherwise there is a lot of noise on my website and different social media. I have been putting up content, but it's like there is a lot of signals, lot of messages, and it's not in a collatable, in a accessible. There's information, and it's kind of like a buffet. You take this, you want to take this, but it's not in a age wise or in a way that like you have a full course meal, you may have welcome drinks, yeah. Then you have something to nibble upon. Then you have starters. Then you have the main course, and then you have say high tea. Yeah, you consider it like a whole day program, and then you have dessert. You consider that way because dessert is kind of like a little bit of if you consider a full course meal, it's kind of like an appreciation of like the essence without you having to chew much, but it brings the essence of the whole meal somewhere, the whole meal process. And then there is fine light without kind of having you be heavy, but still it's an appreciation of you can't just gulp a lot of dessert, yeah, because it's a fine mm, make, yeah. So I'm thinking you could have a buffet, but if you don't know how to eat, you're not really appreciating what's available. So I'm kind of in different stages of formatting my different people front surfaces. So people can then slowly walk in through the door when they feel ready for it, or if they feel called for it, that they would like to consider some detail. And then there is this whole popcorn forming place where things are just developing and becoming better and it's finer. And so it's kind of like Santa's factory right now. Yeah. But if you'd like to have the benefits of healthy, wealthy, wise, sustainable living, call it as Shrishti optimization. Because we all are creators. I mean, we create something or the other. We will be surviving life because we don't know either don't know our placement in the whole scheme of things, or don't know the scheme of things, of how things are, what is placed where, or you don't know what living is. So we might be having survival concerns, but may not have thought in terms of what living is. And then over and above that, what is thriving, which requires survival, living, and certain other details. Yeah. So this hierarchy, in the sense of growing up, like from a seed, people may be like, seed, don't even know what is negative, positive, where it is. They're saying, oh, hell, all kinds of because. And we would like to see light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. So we are all kind of like in mother's ovary. Yeah. And have the whole tunnel, fallopian tube, uterus. Yeah. That's kind of like the bed of history. Yeah. And then, yeah, and then grow up from there like a being. Yeah. 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 And then kind of be ready enough to be born. And then there's light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of us may not have been born also. Yeah. Because we are thinking, oh, yeah, you don't know where you are, where you're headed, kind of turning around in spins and yeah, all kinds of oof, yeah. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. And that's like the seed coming from the below the surface to ground zero, balanced economy, left, right, front, back, up, down, in, out. So you have phototrophy, phototropy, and geotropy. Yeah. You have the shoot and the root and balanced. Otherwise, you're having heaven and hell concerns. And then between this and this, your ability to maintain balance, yeah, on earth gets a little, yeah, not working for sustainable health, wealth, and wisdom. Yeah. So, how then to make all of these thought lines easily available? So, different stages of it. So, I thought I'll let you know. I will make another video on what MITI has been doing, kind of like an annual report, kind of. So, you know what we've been doing through the year, and where we are headed. Um, so you have a better understanding, and then you can choose on what you'd like to do. You'd like to have a conversation with me, you like to consider what is available, what is being developed. You like to know something about it, kind of a little behind the scenes, but several options available. But it all begins with you saying hello, either through the comment, or if you have my number, then through WhatsApp maybe. But it all begins with a hello. Yeah. And if you have a question, then you would have specific kind of answers. Otherwise, I could be silent in any language. Yeah, and that if you can understand that, and if you can understand my silence in a way that actually answers your questions, questions you may or may not be asking, in which case it would be nice if you can kind of think about what questions you have, or which you may not even be asking or thinking of asking anybody, because you may have preconceived notions that those answers are not available. So if you haven't been begun to think about questions, maybe you begin to write, or you begin to start considering what questions you may have. And then there's the thing of where to find those answers from. Yeah. And I may be able to provide some, but you would know what I'll be able to provide once you're clear about what questions you have. Yeah. So things are getting better. Things are getting better. Yeah. So, and things are developing too. So do stay tuned on MITI's website, social media platforms, LinkedIn. I'm largely putting content on Twitter, XApp, LinkedIn, Instagram, WhatsApp. Yeah, this is where I'm doing things. Now I'm all, on Graphy, learn.dynamicsanalysis.com. And then I'm also considering Tag Mango because ILH community recommends that. And there are some technical benefits available from Tag Mango. So I'm thinking um, it's kind of like the ocean, and you have waves, yeah, and then and so unless they are ready to a little more, people are a little more ready to stabilize into, say, a membership monthly subscription plan. That's when I'm thinking I will put content on Tagmango. And then when they are more ready for a little more stabler, then they come to Graphy, where there is a monthly membership plan. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm still thinking along those lines, but I don't know how that actually works. And then more further content on Graphy, because there are certain math details, certain fine details in there. So I'm still in different stages of considering how best to go forward. Um, so what I'm talking about is more easily available. Yeah. So you can begin from welcome drinks. You can drink water and you don't have much to chew upon. Very light stuff. So do stay tuned. Um, Best is in the making. Best is yet to be. Best is in the making, but mostly you are in the making. And a lot of people don't know the me within the different layers of what you call you, your identities, or your different personas, but at least you are in the making. When you say believe in yourself, self improvement, but then talk in terms of improve yourself. Yeah. So at least you are in the making. So do stay tuned. We will bring a little more clarity between I, me, you, us, we, different things. I'm also considering how to put up my idea of what I'm calling as a whole scheme of things um, available, maybe on the website or in stuff. Is I'm still thinking how best to make it available so it's accessible, so you can identify yourself in the whole scheme of things. Different things. I'm considering many things. There's a certain language, but life becomes a little more easier. Yeah. So I'm trying to see how best to make that available, possible. Yeah. So thank you so much for your kind interest. A lot of things happening in the background. The world is becoming a better place to live in, and many people are at work. And continue to do your becoming better activities. Um, Thank you so much for your kind interest. Good day.